welcome back to my channel. Before I start this video, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watched my other videos so far, and thanks for all the really nice comments and everyone writing to me and liking. I didn't think there'd be that many people that actually watched it, so it's nice to know, I don't know, I'm not just talking to myself. But I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe as well. That's the thanks out of the way. Today's video I'm going to be talking about interrailing and kind of planning interrail, what I think you should consider while you're planning and what are important things and not important things. So stay tuned for that. So I have my notepad here where I wrote down what I think are kind of the first steps you should take. So actually, for anyone who doesn't know, interrailing is basically Europe is a big continent, looks like this, and there's a lot of train lines that connect countries, so it's a handy way to travel around and it's a nice way to travel around as well. And I have a bit more time and you can see the places you're passing by, and you can get on and off the trains as well. If you see somewhere like, oh, that looks cool, we can go check that out. First thing, when you think, okay, yeah, I kind of want to go interrailing, choose who you're going to go with. So you can go by yourself if you wanted. I think a trip like this might be more fun with other people. Interrailing, you're catching loads of different trains. You could be catching 3 or 4 trains in a day, trying to run from platform to platform. You might be late for trains or in the wrong train station and then have to get a taxi to the right train station. So it can be very stressful sometimes when you're traveling. So I'd say the smaller groups would be better. Travel with people you've already been away with, so you're used to what they're like. Are they a morning person? Do they want to go out and drink all night? Do they like going to museums? Do you like going to museums? Or like they have to eat every 2 hours? I'd say go with people that you might have had fights with before, but like obviously you've gotten over the fights now. If you go with people that you've fought with before, you know what both of you are like when you're fighting, so you'd be used to that. And then obviously, like, if you've been away with them before or you know them for a long while, it's just a bit easier. Oh, it's raining. So once you have kind of decided what group you're going with, who's going to go, the next thing is obviously how long you can go for. Now that depends on if you're working or if you're in school. How long do you have off from work or school? I'd say 2 weeks would be the minimum. I'd say you'd want to go interrailing. That depends on how many places you're going to, but roughly 2 weeks would be a good time frame to get in a few different places and also to feel like you've actually been away, because you do spend quite a lot of time on trains and traveling. So in order to get time in the places that you're traveling to, I'd say 2 weeks is a good time frame. You could go for 2 weeks and do five stops. You could go for 3 weeks and do the same 5 places, but then you have more time in each place to explore and do the stuff you want to do. And you can do little day trips as well if you did that. When I went away with my friends in 2018, we did 6 places that we actually stayed in overnight, and we also did 1 night train. That was over 17 days. So we did 6 places in 17 days. I'd say that's like we probably should have done less. I still liked all the places we went to and stuff like that. Step number 3. What we did, me and my friends, so it was me and 2 of my friends, we each picked like 3 or 4 places that we'd like to go to, and then we kind of had a look at, right, well, most of the places are, say, over here in Europe, and then one place is over there, so we're not going to go to that place because it'd be too long of a train journey to get to there, so we'll just stick with these places that are close together. Me and Tara said Paris and Rome. I think Liam has been to Rome quite a lot because some of his friends lived over there, so he was kind of like, oh, not that pushed, but obviously 2 against 1, so we won. And also he doesn't really get a say, so Google Maps is good. You also have, there's an interrailing app as well. I'll try link it below. I don't know, can you link apps below? But I'll link the website. So this is the Interrail planning app, and it has a few different tabs. You have planner, station, my trip, my pass, so you can upload your Interrail and pass onto it. You also have seat reservations, pass benefits and stuff like that. So this is just an easy way to search, say if you want to go Vienna to Budapest, it'll give you all the different options and what times they are, and you can also select when you want to leave, what time you want to leave at. So I'm going to say Thursday, and you can say you want to depart at 11:22, or you can also say I need to arrive in this place by say 18:22. Then you just press done, and all the results pop up, and it tells you how many changes you have to make, and if you have to change platforms and stuff like that, or if you have to change stations, because sometimes in bigger cities you will have to change stations. So this particular train you don't have to, it's just direct. It's 2 hours 20 minutes. You can have a look at it on the map as well, so you can see it just goes through Goyor in Hungary. Some of the other trains we got obviously weren't direct, so it shows you sometimes you might have to get bus, train, bus, whatever. You might have to get trams. I know one of the ones that wasn't direct was Ljubljana to Vienna, so I just threw that in there now, and you can see like 5 changes, 4 changes, 2 changes, 1 change, and it's quite long. It's like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours. Now our one wasn't that long. I think we were only meant to change once maybe, but we actually missed our connecting train. But that was grand. We just sat and watched Love Island in a cafe in this random town in Austria. But you can also reserve your seats on this app, so it's a really handy app just to have everything all in the one place. Instead of like having, oh, I need to find an email for this, oh, I don't have internet, because that can happen quite a lot. So it's just a good thing to have, and you can save it there. You can save to your journeys. So I have 3 trips there. 2018 is obviously, we went away in 2018. So I have kind of our route saved there. Now it's not the exact route we took, because obviously I'm doing it for September now. And we went in June, so there was different timetables and stuff like that. But you can see here, this is kind of our general route. So we went to Paris, down to Nice, to Monaco, to Rome, then up to Trieste, then to Ljubljana. Now we didn't go up into Austria and back down. We went straight across from Trieste to Ljubljana, and then we went Ljubljana to Graz, which is there on the middle of the screen, up to Vienna, and then Vienna to Budapest was our last stop. They also have suggested routes. So if you know you definitely want to do Spain, I think they've one that's like Portugal, Spain, and a bit of France. So you might want to just do that route. Step number 4 is you obviously need to buy tickets. So there's loads of different ticket types. There's different websites as well, depending on if you're from Europe or if you're from America. So you can get ticket types like 3 travel days in 14 days. So what that means is you have 3 24 hours where you can take as many trains as you want. So you have 3 of those days in 2 weeks. Just one thing to note as well, your Interrail pass, depending on which one you have, can also include some buses and some boats. So like I think it includes certain ferries in Italy and Greece. You can get ones that are like 30-day continuous travel, so you can travel on all 30 days. Also, something else to note, your age. So if you're under 27, the tickets are cheaper, and then I think it goes like 27 to 60 or something, and then when you get to 60 it gets a bit cheaper as well. So just something to note if you're thinking, oh yeah, I want to go interrailing, but maybe I'll wait 2 or 3 years, and in 2 or 3 years time you're 29 or whatever, the tickets will be more expensive. Now, this next section, some people would say is a bit too much, but this is just the way I like to plan my holidays. Like, I like to pick everything before I go. I like to research, say, 10 different places that we could stay and see the prices and everything. What's there to do in these places? So I actually made up an Excel spreadsheet. So this is the Excel file. This first tab here, we knew we wanted to go Paris to Nice, Nice to Monaco, Monaco to Rome, etc. And we knew what days we were going on as well. So I kind of picked out, right, well, there's these two options. They're obviously like close to 6 hours each. So I have like all the train times for all the different places. You'll see some of them. So like this one here, Rome to Ljubljana. We had to go Rome to Trieste, and then switch to a bus from Trieste to Ljubljana. So it was two different stops there. This tab here, these are the ones that we actually went with. This column here, the reservation cost, make sure you check, depending on the country you're going to, some of them you have to reserve. The Paris to Nice one we had to reserve because that was TGV, so that's the high speed train. All the ones in Italy you do have to reserve. A few of the trains we got on, like they were fully booked out and there was people sitting on the floor and stuff, and it could have been a 3 or 4 hour train journey. So I'd say if you can afford it, book it, like it's well worth it. This tab was just the accommodation. This is what we actually ended up booking, and that's the price. And then the very right hand side is the price per person. So the total cost for 3 of us for whatever 16, 17 nights was 1,276. So per person is only €392. A lot of times Airbnb is cheaper than hotels or hostels in most places, so we did stay in them quite a lot. And it's nice as well because you have like your own kitchen. They're generally apartments, so they're a bit bigger than staying in a hotel or hostel. This one here, one night we purposely got an overnight train because we wanted to see what it was like. It was fun. I mean, you don't really get any sleep, and then we were knackered when we got to Rome, so it does kind of waste your day. This tab here is just things that we wanted to do in each place. We went to Montmartre, so that's like up a big hill, and there's kind of like a little mini city behind it. That was really nice. I actually really recommend that. We did do a day trip to Monaco while we were in Nice. That was nice, and obviously because I like F1, so we walked around the track because the track is just the streets. So we walked around that, and we saw Casino Square, and then we had lunch, and it was a nice day trip. In Rome, the first day, as I said, we got a night train to Rome, so we arrived at like 5 or 6 a.m. and couldn't check in. So we went to have a little walk around, and then we also had the Vatican museums and the Sistine Chapel booked for that day. But we didn't have a time slot until 1 o'clock, and we were so tired. Like we went to the Vatican, we were just walking around the area, and we were sitting down, and like I think it was Tara or Liam knocked over someone's drink in a cafe because we were literally falling asleep at the table, and it was so funny, but would not recommend. Ljubljana, we went to the castle, which is up a hill. That was really nice. And then we also did a day trip to Lake Bled and the castle. I think we started planning this maybe in January, and we started booking in March or April time, and then we went away in June. So you don't need to book that far in advance. So it's kind of it's a good holiday. You can plan loads before and actually not book anything. So it's a good one for right now when you don't know when you'll be able to travel again. But at least as soon as you know, you can start booking stuff because you already have your whole route planned, how long you're staying in each place and what you want to do. And that's it. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. I was thinking of doing like an Interrail pack with me, or I can also do Interrail story time with Liam and Tara if she wants to be on the video. So let me know in the comments what video you'd like to see. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.